In the middle of a war that would engulf the world, a boy stumbled upon something. A fragile, trembling life, alone in the dust of Iran. A bear cub. And this is where a legend begins. 1943. The Polish Second Corps had been through hell. Deported to Siberia after the Soviet invasion of Poland in 1939, these men had spent years in labor camps, starving, freezing, watching their families disappear. When Stalin finally released them to fight alongside the Allies, they were walking skeletons. They crossed Iran on foot, barely alive. Near the town of Hamadan, a young Iranian boy approached the column of soldiers carrying something wrapped in his arms. A Syrian brown bear cub, no older than a few weeks. His mother had been shot by hunters. He was small enough to fit in a soldier's palm, trembling, eyes not yet fully open. A young Polish soldier named Peter Prentice bought him for a few cans of food and a penknife. They named him Wojtek, an old Polish name meaning he who enjoys war. At first, the men fed him condensed milk through a hollow rifle cartridge. He slept curled inside a soldier's jacket. He had no idea that the men around him had lost everything. Their country, their families, their homes. And in a strange way, neither did they. Because for a few hours each day, watching this small animal stumble and grow, they forgot. Wojtek was officially registered as a soldier of the 22nd Artillery Supply Company of the Polish Second Corps. He received a paybook, a rank, and a ration allocation. On paper, he was a private in the Polish army. As the Corps moved through Palestine and Egypt, Wojtek grew. Fast. He watched the soldiers carefully, the way they walked, carried crates, saluted, and he began to copy them, not trained, not commanded. He simply observed and imitated with the same stubborn attention a child gives to the adults around him. He learned to carry supplies. He would watch a soldier lift a crate, then approach, nudge the man aside, and lift it himself. Imperfectly at first, then with increasing confidence. The men stopped laughing and started expecting it. He bathed in the showers with the soldiers, turning the taps himself after watching them do it. He wrestled with the men, gently at first, then with real force as he grew to nearly 1.8 meters tall and 250 kilograms. He drank beer from bottles. He smoked cigarettes, not chewed them, smoked them, watching the men and copying the motion precisely. Then came an incident that became legend. One night at the camp in Palestine, Wojtek wandered into the shower block and found a man hiding in the shadows, an Arab spy who had infiltrated the camp. Wojtek cornered him, made enough noise to wake the entire camp, and the spy was captured. The soldiers never forgot it. The bear had done what their perimeter guards had missed. By the time the Second Corps received orders to move to Italy, Wojtek could not simply be left behind or shipped as cargo. The solution was simple. He was formally promoted to the rank of corporal, given an official military Icon D, and boarded the troop transport to Italy as a soldier with full documentation. Monte Cassino, Italy, May 1944. The Allied assault on the German defensive line had already failed 3 times. Tens of thousands were dead. The ancient Benedictine monastery at the top of the hill had been reduced to rubble, and the German forces inside it had turned the ruins into an almost impenetrable fortress. The Polish Second Corps was ordered to take the hill. The attack required a continuous supply chain, ammunition, artillery shells, food, medical supplies, moving up the mountain under constant fire through terrain that destroyed vehicles and exhausted mules. It was work done by hand in the dark while artillery rained down from above. Wojtek worked alongside the men. He had seen them carry the ammunition crates. He knew the weight, the motion, the path. Without instruction, he fell into the line, lifting 100-pound artillery shells and carrying them to the front, then returning for more. Again and again, through the smoke and noise, while explosions shook the ground beneath his paws, the soldiers who witnessed it said that what struck them wasn't the strength, it was the calm. Wojtek did not panic. In an environment where horses bolted and mules refused to move, the bear worked steadily, methodically, as if he had done it all his life. On May 18, 1944, the Polish flag was raised over Monte Cassino. It was one of the most costly battles of the Italian campaign. The Second Corps suffered over 900 killed and 3,000 wounded in 4 days. In the months that followed, the 22nd Artillery Supply Company adopted a new badge, a bear carrying an artillery shell. It was Wojtek. That badge is still worn by Polish artillery units today. When the war ended, the men of the Polish Second Corps faced a reality that no victory could fix. Poland was now under Soviet control. Returning home meant prison, labor camps, or worse. Britain, recognizing their contribution, allowed the soldiers to stay. Most settled in Scotland. Wojtek came with them. In November 1947, he was transferred to Edinburgh Zoo. He was demobilized from the Polish army with the same formal paperwork that discharged any other soldier. His rank of corporal was recorded. His service was officially closed. At the zoo, Wojtek was given a large enclosure. The former soldiers, now factory workers, miners, office clerks scattered across Scotland, came to visit him regularly. They would call his name, toss him cigarettes, and sometimes climb over the railing to sit with him, the way they had in the tents and trenches years before. The zoo staff watched in silence. They knew not to interfere. Wojtek died on December 2nd, 1963. He was 22 years old, an old age for a bear of his size. The soldiers who had known him were now aging men. Some wept openly. Others simply sat for a long time without speaking. Today, Wojtek is remembered across 2 countries. In Edinburgh, a bronze statue of a soldier and a bear stands in Princes Street Gardens, a few hundred meters from the zoo where he spent his final years. In Warsaw, there is another. The badge of the 22nd Company, a bear carrying a shell, is still active in the Polish armed forces. He was never trained to be a soldier. He was never asked to carry ammunition or catch spies or stand calm under fire. He simply lived among men who needed him. And in doing so, he became something that no military decoration could fully capture. Proof that even in the worst moments of human history, something unexpected can survive.